Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda, hero of sight, defender of the fatherland, king of kings, god, emperor of mankind. Off here to a 1v1 on Crossing in the Woods to the north. That is JDSJDS. Don't know how that relates to JDSJDS 2. Maybe a Smurf account. I don't know, but there's definitely JDSJDS and a JDSJDS 2. And this is JDSJDS 1, or the original, Unos. Anyways, fun here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, taking on the role here of the 16th Guards Mechanized Corps with airborne troop tactics featuring airdrop weapons, heavy machine guns, airborne rally points, Guards airborne troops, and the Sturmweg rocket run with infantry and tank. West and south, it is Iroha, fighting for the Oberkommand West Germany. Deutschland rolling out here with the 1st Panzerdivision with elite armor, Luftwaffe ground forces, and special operations. Double infantry Sturmpioneer versus double conscripts. A big hearty thanks to Simon for donating and support the Propagandacast. You too can join his glorious heroic example by donating yourself via PayPal or by pledging on Patreon. Links in the description. Always comment, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button. I thumbed a bit there. 3rd conscript there for JDS and the Red Army engineers there. Pretty spread out move here. Sandbags in the west, or sandbag finding positions. Gotta remember these things concern not a lot of sandbags. Folks moving up in the centre here, also aggressive spread out by Iroha. Sturm punishing out in the shrubbery. We got sandbags here from Iroha, actual sandbags. Concentrating in the centre here. There we go, got the western point. More folks are there for Iroha. I mean, so far, fairly standard opening here. Folks going to do this conscripts. Grab the southern point. Now, of course, the folks are not to be confused with the Volkssturm, which was sort of a late last-ditch attempt at a militia after they'd actually used the other militia, the Landsturm, for a lot of other purposes, to, basically made up of old men and, boys and whatnot. But the Volkskommandiers were effectively, sort of an attempt to create a modern infantry division using a mix of Luftwaffe, Kriegsmarine recruits, basically because they weren't seeing any action elsewhere, and of course a bunch of convalescing troops, so that way, form up some stuff there. We got 4th conscript there, though, for JDS. Bit of skirmishing moving up in the centre. Conscript up, engaging the troops there as well. Got the conscript setting out there as well. Pushing back the conscript in the centre. Good strong push there by Iroha and the German army. More folks was there for Iroha. It's going to be a heavy infantry battle here in the opening minutes then. Which is not uncommon for an Oberkommand West versus Soviet match, since, well, in particular for the Oberkommand, there's not really a lot else to do in the early game. Taking some losses in the Sturmpioneer before retreating. I think that was certainly the best move there. Finding the Oberkommand in the early game, as the Soviets always about picking your fights and then, getting the devil out of there. They're not in your favour. And trying to bait them into engagement, but actually favour you much more. Flame units out, that's going to certainly put some pressure there on Iroha. Always a good choice this for the Soviets. Still, Sturm was doing a lot of damage, focusing down the Volkskommandiers, but typically in these kinds of engagements you want to focus your Sturmpioneers, since they'll be the ones providing most of the firepower. So you can get those focused down, the Volkskommandiers will typically crumble a bit fast, but if you focus on the Volkskommandiers of the Sturmpioneers again, the Sturmpioneers will just keep dealing a lot of damage and making things uncomfortable for you up close. Plus the concussive grenade does make things easier. Troops machine here though, in the south they do get attempted to try and bait out him by sneaking up and hitting behind the rear lines. Good play there by JDS. Truck running in there, the Schwere Wehrmacht Schlepper. Around the point here, troops sitting out there as well. Conscripts routed. Could be mechanized, could be battle of headquarters. Both, are quite viable options here for Iroha. So we shall see what it is they go for. And for those wondering why were half-techs so popular in World War II, basically boiled down to the fact that half-techs were, fairly close to fully tracked vehicles and like off-train performance, like, mud and all that, but at the same time, crucially, unlike fully tracked vehicles, you didn't require specialist training to drive them. You could just, if you could drive a car or a truck, you could drive a half-tracked vehicle. Thus, half-tracked vehicles became very popular as a great way to, get better road performance vehicles out there, but again, without necessarily having to specialist train a lot of people. Sandbags needs by the conscripts, moving at the east side here as well. Conscript at the centre. Support company for JDS, we've got the 1st SVT-40s being airdrops, sandbags and as well. Mechanized regiment almost done for Iroha. Basil complaining about the lack of Stugs as always. No, Basil. No Stugs. It's the Oberkommando West. Yes, I know, Basil. They should have added the Stug as well to the Oberkommando West, but instead they decided to add the Panther as well. Priorities, I know, they're a bit weird. Grab the centre of the conscripts. And westwards there. Conscript the forces jumping these quickly routed, overwhelmed. Yes, Basil, they still don't have Stugs. It's just been a few minutes since you last asked. Got the western plenty with the Volkskondies, assault rifles on the way there. Very good upgrade there for you to have, of course. So, could see a Maxim here, but more like Sideska. Field gun is also much more likely here, since obviously doubles as artillery, and of course is also a good anti-tank. From Iroha, we'll have to see if it goes for the looks, if it goes for the Puma here. Concentrate out here with the Volkskondies, lots of infantry. More assault rifles on the way there for Iroha. Thumbs up. Still no doctrinal choice for Iroha. We'll have to see what they go for. The longer they wait, though. Well, not a really clear indication because all these some will have some late game application. I'm guessing Luftwaffe and Illidan will like to happen sooner because of the 221 or the Fallschirmjäger. Volkswagen got the centre here against the Conscripts. One squad there outnumbered by the fascists. Looks like Vader to further pressure against JDS. That's definitely going to be quite uncomfortable. Will definitely require either a field gun or multiples, in fact, or some light vehicles armor to deal with that. Contract close being wiped out. You need to treat them soon before Iroha finishes them off here. Oh dear, they got stuck. At least Petrov got stuck because he's too fat. Or because he's bad at laying down sandbags. That's definitely awkward if the JDS kill here for Iroha. Of course, getting a full wipe there will definitely slow him down. Plus, he's yet to suffer a wipe himself. That's really strong. Plus, he's soon to add the loot seeds. This is going to be great versus JDS. It's going to really add the pain and the hurt there. Conquering on the west side here. So it looks right about done. One of many attempts to make the Panzer II, all the Panzer II, and from that matter the Panzer II production is that something useful. And one of the last attempts was the Panzer II Asphalt L. Looks reconnaissance tank. With a similar reconnaissance tank made of the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38T as well. Roughly, in fact, made in the same numbers, but the looks, of course, gets all the attention. The other tank, which I guess doesn't have... Actually, I don't think it had a nickname. Well, didn't get it. Which really goes to show branding matters. Looks being westwards here. Comes with the Sturmpioniere here. Tank coming up. Then we'll probably see the T-7 for JDS. Looks fine where there's autocannons, crash machine, and of course threatening off more death there against the Bolsheviks. Sturmpioneers, they're forced back by the Consul in the centre. Got the Consul moving up there, moving into the cursed sandbag position. And then can go for the T-7. Now he could, of course, also theoretically go for the Issue 6. He was concerned about a Puma following up here, since the Issue 6 could, deal with that. But now we do get the T-7 here from JDS and the Red Army. Though he probably wants to go for a field gun then to back it up against potential Puma from Iroha. Of course, whether or not Iroha commits to Puma is another matter entirely. Versus the T-70, he's going to need some sort of anti-tank weapon. Comes with the Volkswagen in the centre, got Flame Fingers joining in. Very good, they're around the Volkskondiere. And the west here, a bit of a hold up here. MD-34 set as well for Iroha. Very good. East side is wide open here, so JD squeeze I think do a lot there. To get this is 3 traditional field gun. Very much an expected move there. I've been thoroughly surprised we did not commit to the Sys 3 here versus Iroha, and there we go. We do in fact get the Puma, which of course means this is 3 additional field gun. It's going to be absolutely necessary unless Iroha is drunk. Or suddenly spontaneously loses control of their fingers. At which point the game is pretty much over. Anyways, with T-7 engaging the MD-34. Bit awkward there for Iroha, great enough for JDS. Small chance getting wiped on the MD-42 here. MD-34, not MD-42. Close but no dice. We've got more weapons dropping for JDS in the base. Field coming forwards. Puma almost done here for Iroha. Small shot then the looks by the T-7 light tank. Puma out here, the 234-2. Ground the eastern side for the conscripts. Bit of barbed wire there. But apparently they're really leaning close to it. Hey Petrov, doesn't that hurt? Not really. Not really, I'm used to worse. I mean, I need to start looking at the blankets. Ooh, almost going to happen. The Fox has been rushing forward. Seeing if the not getting hit by an anti-tank gun or mine. That could definitely use a target. Close one here. The Sturmpanzer managed to get himself stuck into the cursed sandbag positions here as well. But at least they managed to vault in time. Looks almost like that, but does narrowly survive here. Death by 76.2 mm arm piercing shell. In the far east, you've got the country ground victory point there. Could take down some sandbag fighting positions. Around the western victory point, we got 465 to 399. We'll have to see what Iroha goes for next, but I expect the Schwerpanzer quarters. I would also expect the Lux to see some repairs soon, as that thing has definitely seen better intercourse right now. He may also want to use the manual reload, so you know, he quickly just gets a new magazine loaded in, so he doesn't like have to do that during fighting. Or something worth keeping in mind when you've got, you know, downtime for vehicles like this. Ostwind, 2-2, Lux, whatever, like in fact being repaired, you know, just do a manual reload as well. Bit of advice there. Dishka on the way there for JDS. One engineers, ground with some fuel pump, got the eastern fuel pump, got a small, or actually a sizable counterattack force here, but you don't have 4 filters from the M34. As a pretty strong platoon level formation there, that's going to be fairly tough for JDs to deal with that, some serious firepower in return, or a tank. Looks marine supporting, not fully repaired, perhaps sensing a bit of urgency here. Dishka left behind. Big push here, consoles routed. And we've got radio silence, of course, here with radio special operations, which features radio silence, infiltration tactics, infiltrate Sturmgewehrs, artillery flares, and of course the Command Panther. T-7 engaging here. Quick snipe there for the T-7. We got 6 kills on the veterans who won. But still, JDS has massive mech over Iroha. Iroha definitely on the back foot here. We'll have to see what JDS goes for next, but I imagine the Mechanized Army Company is next on the time schedule here for the Red Army. Flares off as well. We're going to try and rush here with Panther faster than maybe follow up with the Puma. But no, JDS the senses it and pulls back in time, avoiding death by Puma. The Puma's also a bit far off, so I want to coordinate a bit better anyways. But anyway, other way. Big push here by Iroha, controlling caught as well there, routed. Noting the anti-tank grenades are there, but short munitions. Puma and Infantry help deal with the T-70 field gun is ready though. Good hit by the Puma and the T-70 floating close here. Could Panther faster. This could be a big problem here for JDS. There we go, almost got it. One more shot from the Puma now, and there we go. Also lost the conscript. Great kills here. Iroha's assault is tearing through JDS like colour through 18th century London. Well, most diseases anyways, really, when you think about it. 18th century London was not a clean place. Comes to the router, looks far away there. 1 kill, or 3 kills actually, 1 veterans level, that damaged engine. Puma gaining veterans 1, 4 kills. And defender falls up for aggressive. I mean, this is a really aggressive push. This is almost all in for Iroha. Really home to throw off JDS to get about damage in there. Perhaps also try and bait JDS into, like, you know, just losing it and tilting and just doing something really dumb. Really clever there, but JDC actually maintains his cool, actually flanks behind. If he'd lay down some mines, perhaps they'd attempt to have been even great. Might be getting a wipe here on Iroha, but definitely not getting, like, you know, caught off guard. But this is really solid play there by JDS. Thumbs up to that. Keeping cool under pressure is a really good skill to have. Field gun on the way for JDS to replace the one that got knocked out by the Germans. Destroyed, in fact. Where it got destroyed? Oh, there it got destroyed. Amongst all the dead Russians. Hey, where did the field gun go? It's over there. Where? Amongst all the dead guys. Oh. Yeah. Field gun number 2 here for JDS. He's got a little bastard. He's now decided to lay down right next to the screen. And sometimes he moves his rather spectacular cat posterior and sort of wedges the screen a bit about there. So he's falling back here. Still good map to live for JDS, but Iroha is pushing back again. That push really did some serious damage. Didn't suffer like a single wipe or like significant loss during this push. I mean, this was overall well executed and just highlights the power of aggression. Also, it's kind of important as the Oberkommando West. And you feel for reinforcing. Truck on the way. There'll be a schwerer Panzer headquarters from the schwerer Wehrmacht Schlepper. Or heavy Wehrmacht Holder. Comes with the engineers, comes flank about, and then the west side we got folks moving out there. Puma with 6 killed veterans, 1 schwerer panzer corps going up here for Iroha. On the west side, folks going on the western victory point. Sandbags by the eastern munitions point, moving up the centre. Eastern point being seized by the engineers. Looks being slowly patched up here by the Sturmpionier. Very good. No repair pioneers. Could consider their course down the road, and certainly should consider it. It's a really good upgrade. Mostly because it just means you have less stuff to manage while you can, and thus allowing to focus more on the frontline fighting. Puma's snapping away there. We got still 6 kills on it. We got 370 versus 394. No further take here for JDS. Probably want to do that soon. Iroha's going to be some time away from any armor anyway, so not a huge rush, but still, so it's the faster to get that T-54 horse, the better. Meanwhile, Iroha is going for Obersoldaten. Thumbs up on that one. And for Sturmgewehrs could definitely give JDS there a bit of an awkward time. Phil gets a great off on the looks here, punching it down to almost half health. JDS still thinks she considers more infantry as well. Guards Airborne could be a good pick here. Bit of skirmishing in the east side. Still a push up forward here by JDS as Iroha does his best. There you go, to hold him back onto the routing, in fact. Grabbing northern point. West side is being rolled up here by Iroha and the German army. The 1st Panzer Division. Mechanized armor company in there for JDS. Could mean some T-34s and 6s soon. Meanwhile, Iroha still some time away from a Panzer IV Model J. Got the Obersoldaten ready. Going for the LMG 34, not the Infrared Sturmgewehr 44. Follows with the Dishka. But with the flank, they're in the Dishka is forced to retreat. And the center gets skirmishing as well. Molotov off there. Incendiary Frangible of Doom. Mortar for JDS, definitely not a bad pick, plus more weapon drops. Very good there. Can soon go for the T-34 from 6 and start giving Iroha a slight case of indigestion. Troops heading out there. Weapons quick dropping off there. JDS finding himself on the back foot once more as Iroha just continues with his excellent aggressive pushes here against JDS and the Red Army. Doing his best as he slow up the resource income and ensure that JDS can't push up for fast medium armor here versus his opponent. Really good stuff there. Fighting position being destroyed. Thumbs up there to Iroha. Not even the sandbag to show mercy. Mortifying ahead the Obersoldaten. Oh, the building. Dishka firing away there. Schwer punch quarters remaining position, shooting at the west side here. Conquers there and there. Puma firing in the centre here. He's advancing. Machine can, I think, keep up the pace and support the push. MD-34 healed out, but they want to set up some sandbags here for the future. For Iroha to make this more easily defended from this side, because otherwise it's going to be easier to defend. Mortifier there. Nice shot. Iroha flooding a lot of resources. Not really a lot they can go for without risking getting too much infantry support weapons here, but maybe another machine gun or a cannon could be a handy extra addition here. More was done. That works too. That said, it does push him into the very heavy infantry build category, and that really requires good infantry management. Meanwhile, Gid is going for the T-34 6. Very good. Thumbs up to that. Big push on the west side here. Gid is infantry scattered. Will not be able to, I think, offer up meaningful resistance here versus Iroha, particularly not versus the Oberstdorf. And while it may take some time, Iroha will ultimately, I think, win there. East side here could also be something that can be exploited here by Iroha against JDS there. Center's where he's supposed to concentrate it. Interesting enough, not around the resources, which I'd argue is a bit of an oversight. Sturm Pioneer around it. Panther 4 mod here for Iroha. Thumbs up to that. T-34 ready. And in the west we can easily see here that JD's position is being rolled up like a poorly knit sweater. Made by your Aunt Hyacinth as a first attempt at knitting a sweater. T-34 engaging the Fultons, routing them. Panther 4 Moldier almost done. And the Sandia troops being held back by the Disca. Field gun there pointing in an awkward angle. Veterans one though. Sure show that tree and those scrolls hiding in it. Folks are about to get flanked and routed. Now the field gun here for JDS, very sensible. On the west side of the Oberstdorf just continue their rampage through JDS's lines. Gebaldladnung. Well, that was a close one there. Two Oberstdorf squads, of course, is great here for Iroha in terms of firepower. Puma getting the T-34s from 6. Second field gun is ready. And the Panther 4 this arrived, should of course upgraded with the Pinlight MG42. More explosions, more deaths. Also on there with 7 kills now. 7. That's the same Germany. Field gun with the Puma. Great shot there. Punches right through the armor with ease. Upson down to just one man, forced to retreat there in dishonor. There you go. Panther 4 engaging the field head on. No Pinlight machine gun there. Bit of an oversight there. Second shot misses. Luke's rushing in here without firing for some reason. Field being caught over there. Goes second field and provides sufficient firepower here. And there you go. Good gravy. Lost the entire full squad. That's a single hit from the T-34s and 6. And then it was just a 5-man squad wiped out. Really just highlighting that you need to be careful around the T-34s and 6 because it has really good anti-infantry performance. Folks being shot to bits here by the conscripts. Routed. In the east side here, a bit of hold up there. Puma being fixed up here by Iroha. British flying away there. We got 8 kills off into the veterinary fleet. That Panther 4 arriving. Like Kedman and late for Iroha. JDS meanwhile is starting to get close towards another T-34s from 6 here. Field gun there getting the T2. Oh, could see the looks go down here, but he's not careful. And down it goes. A significant blow here to Iroha and the German army. But of course, they still have the Panther 4 and the Puma. Losing the Lukes does mean there is less for JDS's infantry to worry about. Puma in from the east here towards the centre, going to try and stall up the T-34 as the Panther 4 is doing critical repairs. Still no Pinlight machine gun there from Iroha. Also, he's got both fuel points, so might see another Panther 4 model here versus JDS, which definitely could give JDS quite the headache. You same T-34 at risk of being flanked by the T-34 and possibly wiped out. Got coming out there. Mines down here. The Schutzmine damages the engine. The T-34s and 6. Great there for him. Also got a Kedman from nearby, threatening the T-34 with total annihilation. Molotov there though. Oh, we could see a weapon machine gun. There we go. Just needs the fire to die down before he grabs the machine gun. Feeling pushed back. But grabbing the machine gun would be great here for JDS. Obviously, Panther 4 running 40. Engineers nearby. Disc flying where the field setting up here. Still not grabbing it. Full to second man losses. Step for continuity. There we go. Great hit. Shot bounced. Panther 4 misses. Full shouting at the conscript. The conscript not retreating. The machine here open for Iroha to see his back. Panther 4 misses. Again, filtering up here. And good hit. T-34 somehow survives another shot from the Panther 4. Once more it misses. Panther 4 keeps up. It flares off. Field gun bounces off the Panther 4's armor. Conscript in. They're going to pull back the Panther 4. Now he has to. Shot misses again. But Kevin moving forwards here. Panther 4 backing out there. Engineers retreating. Machine gun grabbed back here by Iroha. We got 3 and 35 versus 297. Like Kevin pushing forward here. Taking out the T-34s and 6 finally. Finishing the job which the Panther 4 could not. Now the T-34s for JDS on the Red Army. Mortifying her with 6 kills. Veterans 1 in the south here. Contract with the point. Back here. Troops setting out here for Iroha. Need to fix out that Panther 4. Puma sending out. Pull out of the Panzer IV. Need to fix that fast. Kenware for there. Could do with some light healing. Always on sending out. T2 squads working together in unison for a lot of firepower, which leads to threaten a lot of JDS's infantry if not careful. T-Fed almost done. Another track for Iroha. That'll go headquarters for the healing, but also delays any potential army. Could actually go for a Panther 4 instead. Saying think of another Panther right now versus JDS would be amazing. But I don't fault him for wanting medics. I cannot fault him for that. I can't fault him for not getting a pinned by machine with the Panther 4 though. Good hit on the MD-34 crew, could wipe it out perhaps again with a bit of luck. But this luck does seem to fail to materialize here for JDS. So there you go. Third and final track out there for Iroha. We got 319 versus 297. Pretty close in terms of big 2 points still between the two sides. Base with mines in the center here. Very good. Troops reinforcing healing here for Iroha. Bring up these inside with the Frontovix. Could consider laying down some mines. Flare and regular would be a great choice here. Though there's also a good light, of course, he's setting up here for them to still make rocket runs at the right time to hurt Iroha. So there you go, Kampfgruppe headquarters going up here for Iroha in his space. Another T-Fed for JDS, very good. Iroha's definitely starting with map control, but another good push between the west here could probably fix a lot of that. Pops in, get some good kills in, and JDS. We got flares again. Probably trying to figure out what his opponent's up to. Scout ahead to see if there's anything waiting. Nice work there. 2 thumbs up to Iroha. Definitely a very strong tactical sense here. T-34 some 6. Almost done. Panther for the controls here. Shot fired, did some light damage. Pulling about here, 7 kills, but need 2. There we go, comfortable headquarters up there for Iroha. T-Fed over here for JDS. Got most of them pump with a full Grenadier. Not as aggressive push here as the previous ones, but again, now with more support weapons, it's definitely going to be harder to make those pushes for Iroha without some artillery. But of course, you could also go that from here, so that may of course be a consideration. T-Fed rushing forwards for JDS. Probably not to delve too deeply into German positions without sufficient support, as that T-Fed could quickly get knocked out by Iroha. It looks like getting ready for a push. Here we go. Radius silence, opposite charging forwards here. Hitting a mine. Infantry moving forwards, armor as well, vehicles on the move. Molotov off there. Could have been slightly better executed there, I think, with the support for the Oberstaden. And probably would have wanted Fulton's rush in first. Obviously, spot number 2 almost wiped out here. Puma, T-Fed, Panther moving up against the T-Fed 4 from 6. Could take out the tank in there, go. Got the T-Fed 4 there. Stinging blow here to JDS. Stinging, but he's still got good map control here. Versus Iroha, troops been caught by the T-Fed 4 from 6, number 2. They kept him up in the return, though, as well. Mortar there with 8 kills. Definitely getting good value out of that with 10 kills. Really doing some heavy lifting for JDS now versus Iroha. We're going to see like more than that. In fact, also very close to 22. Close charging it. The Panther looks like maxing up for flank here around JDS. Sneaky. But they're finishing it. T-Fed was the focus in the center. Panther backing off. Decides not to brave that one. Back into the base. Troops reinforcing healing. Hard to see what Iroha's planning. Could be a King Tiger. Could be a Command Panther. Could be another Panzer 4. We shall see what Iroha's plans here versus JDS and the Red Army are. T-Fed moves back up into 2 field guns. Swiftly advancing through broken terrain. Nego catching the Panther 4 shot bounces though. Alpha 822 back here, troop reinforcing healing. Could push up the east side now, which is fairly open, and I don't think JDS has been mining at all. Definitely no sight there. Definitely no sight. Mortifying there, looks like got some flares from him. Very good. Thumbs up to JDS there. Very handy ability there. One reason next to go for the mortar, we got field guns, because again, you do get flares and you do get smoke. Plus the mortars just, don't cost anything to fire. Ground western field point there away from Iroha. Iroha is starting to look like he's planning either Command Panther King Tiger here versus JDS. Another T-34 for JDS and the Red Army. Panther right here, Panther will miss, got the troops on squads, could see again we go, bomb grenade on the retreat path here. Slightly off there, had he thrown a bit further away there, probably could have gone to wipe down the conscripts. Close button, no cigar. Second T-34 there for JDS. Iroha though is definitely starting to struggle a bit here with aggression and map control. Starting to play a lot more slowly, which makes it easy for JDS to defend all of his territory when he doesn't have to, for example, leave a significant force in the east and just, leave squad Boris there with a bottle of vodka and some cheap Bulgarian pastries. From the west side here, is he planning a Command Panther or is he planning the King Tiger here? Maybe a regular Panther? More flares from JDS well again, very good, thumbs up. Again, very solid ability, in particular for just 30 munitions. Being able to fire flare is incredibly good. Keep from the west side here. We use the flare, of course, to scout at the attack path at least a degree. He commits. Still in armor there. Looks like Iroha is playing for the King Tiger here now. The Königssieger, the Tiger 2, as it had many names, also known as the Tiger B. Eastern side being grabbed by the Volksgrenadiers. A Kedner for Iroha. Yeah, that definitely looks like a King Tiger here. The Königssieger. No, cancels it. Is he planning for the King Tiger or is there something that's going to be Iroha? Could be there's some indecision here. And this could be a decision that then favours JDS. Slowly moving up the eastern side, but he's definitely playing a lot more cautious now. Again, that sort of aggressive favour, so there's a lot to push up in. Do a lot of him. JDS just seems to have like vanished, as again JDS can now dig in more harder. And Iroha lacks the tools to like deal with that. For example, if he'd gone for some like infantry guns, he could throw down smoke screens, he could allow him to play aggressively still versus JDS. So he probably should consider at least one there. We do in the end get the Command Panther here, the Befehlspanzerkampfwagen 5. Mine hit there, taking 2 losses. T-34 there with 5 kills. Just moving back there, another T-34 from 6 with the JDS and the Red Army. Grab the eastern point with the Obersoldaten. Could also, of course, advance on the field point. That wouldn't be half bad there. Still, the mortars definitely proved to be a very good investment here for JDS. Plus, there's also just the psychological pressure of the flare again, like your opponent knows, oh, good bollocks, he's staring at me from above, and you can just, like, maybe also get a bit uncomfortable with that. It's really just, very solid tool set there. T-34 almost down there for JDS. Bring out the mortar, backing up for the T-34 Panther advancing, could of course add the Pinman machine gun, he should. Panther digging for the field, and they're going to take Pelican as well. They go down to almost half health here as JDS strikes away for the Red Army. Commandant Stalin, another T-34 ready here. We also got plenty of munitions for a rocket strike. He could also maybe infiltrate some guards, airborne troops. In the center, got the also being hammered by T-34s and infantry. Could you wipe here? So it's up lost. They go down to just 3 infantry squads. Things are turning against Iroha fast here, and certainly perhaps also the lack of infantry might actually be considered a attributing factor there, an additional factor to the fact he's been playing more passively, since infantry actually is important for aggressive pushes. Puma getting the T-34 almost got it, got Betsy 3 on it, gets a damage bonus there, very good. Great hit from the T-34, about to lose as Puma, he pops smoke, raises 4 home to get the T-34, but it doesn't work out, and he loses the Betsy 3. Puma, a stinging blow here to Iroha. Things are starting to unravel here, like a poorly written novel about wizard schools. Panthers the conscripts, backing off there. Picks up the Panther 4. Shot fired. Can't take a hit from the Panther 4. 12 kills. It needs to start replacing some of his losses fast. Really would have benefited from light infantry. I'm going to go T-4 ready to flank at Iroha. No, they can't have Iroha, of course, concerned about the armor. And certainly should be, but I think the bigger priority should be infantry and artillery to help deal with infantry support weapons, because the Kidnapper won't deal with that. The Kidnapper certainly will not be dealing with that. But I can understand like being worried about 3 T-Fed forces since they can threaten a lot of firepower and could, you know, overwhelm the units one by one if it's not careful. Still, Iroha remains passively rooted here as JDS just slowly throttles Iroha. The Kidnapper number 2 ready here for Iroha. Command Panther, of course, should get the plant machine added. Fills up the Panther 4, and again, use of flare since it's blocked for the field guns. 2 thumbs up to JDS. T-Field flanking the Panther 4 as well, getting a good hit through the rear armor. Really good. And of course, your Iroha, in which case, again, you're probably not that impressed. Moving up the west side, very good there. Full screens plus like Kidnapper, needs more forces, and probably just swing from the east towards the west. Try and outpace JDS, but again, so far, there remains to the rather slow pace. There you go, good hit. Shot fired there, T from the west here, could get hit by the Kidnapper Panther fast here, perhaps. T for half health, certainly taking quite some damage from finding the Germans. The fascists. Concentrating out there for JDS. Roller gets around the west. Bring back JDS's tank. And got it. JDS is floating a lot of manpower. I strongly would recommend some more infantry again just to support its aggressive maneuvers more. Though of course it needs more armor as well. You could also consider another mortar. I don't think that'd be an entirely wrong idea either, to be quite honest. So we got 102 versus 296. JD is starting to really win this one again. Iroha, despite some great early examples of, you know, aggression and daring, is starting to rather run out of steam. Camping forwards. Top 5, Panther ahead here. Finding its high velocity 75mm gun. Got the T-Fed pushed under half health. Another shot fired. Flanked here. Almost got the T-Fed for the night of the German Panzerwaffe. Got it. Veterans 1 gained. T-Fed's moving in there. Accounts keeping the T-Fed from assisting. Good setup there by Iroha. We got an 89 versus 296. That set despite these victories. Iroha is not making a ton of what you call progress. He's making some, but the question is actually making it fast enough because he's still bleeding out victory points and JDS still has a lot of stuff. And he's going for another field gun, which is particularly on a map like this. If you then don't have artillery and smoke screens, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. Even like things with the nerfs. So again, I think the nerf to the field and to tankers in general should still make it more manageable, but he would still benefit a ton from artillery because a wall of field guns will still be tough to deal with without artillery. We also lost Orbital done. Second Panther 4 halfway down the Iroha. You got 79 versus 296. Mortar fire continues to rain down here from the Canadian Airfoot. Slowly approaching the east, slowly filling the banning as well. They really wants that machine gun dead. But there you go, folks, pushing forward here, endangering the field. We've got the district general to deal with that. We also got the third field in there rhyming. Armor being fixed up here. Panther going here for the T-Fed force from 6. Try and set up for a rocket strafe or rocket run with maybe a ramming there. Coming in there. Oh, he's going to try and tank it over. There you go. Iroha sense what's going in there, trying to get out with the Comet Blitz. Slightly awkward pathing or maybe some misclicks, causing it to just yoked up. Still gets away. There was getting hit by an anti-tank unit. Close one there, though, for Iroha. Very close. And there you go, rocket run in the Panther 4 hips and the field guns on the side here. Awkward angle, and there you go. Didn't even need it. Panther 4 is kaput. Stinging blow that Iroha done just the one Panther 4 on the Command Panther as JDS keeps hammering away. They really should call in some guards airborne troops now just to further pressure, like infiltrate from here to hit the points in the west. I think that'd be great here for JDS versus Iroha. Panther 4 number 2 alternate to try to charge in there without supporting infantry artillery. It is an easy target for the field. There goes second Panther 4 down, leaving Iroha just with the Command Panther. And that's not going to be a great tool versus all these field guns. and the infantry for that matter. I'm saying I think it's going to punish Iroha for lacking artillery or just more infantry than what Natron on. Concussive grenade off from the Dishka. Nice throw there. Too close on the Storm to finish off. Got Vetchny 3 there, halfway to Vetchny 4. Lost another spawn team. Like, things are getting really ugly here for Iroha. Really ugly. Oh my god, it's up the killing tool side, making reinforcement of the Storm in the centre. Very much depleted already before they get to Johnny in the action. Storm Pioneer is gaining Vetchny 4. Not that it actually adds anything to the combat ability. I mean, at most it makes the concussive grenade cheaper, which is nice, but I don't think that's Iroha's main concern in these, you know, environments at the moment. So really low force composition here. JD is going for more T-34s. He still has a decent amount of infantry. Of course, he has a lot of support weapons, and of course, crucially, he has the actual artillery in the form of a mortar. It may not be the most impressive artillery piece, but it's, I think, by far the most consistent. And consistency matters a lot. I'm also in terms of consistency talking about the fact that, again, just when it comes to like barraging, you know, it just has auto fire, but also his barrages have very low cooldown. So like a mortar well handler, it's never going to be sitting about there doing nothing for minutes, like stuff like, you know, Katyushas, Panzerwerfer, Stukas, or howitzers. We again have these significant downtimes. Meanwhile, again, the howitzers are the mortars practically always on. Once you get it. Line for guns, of course, also fall into this category. Command Panther there, close to Vetchny 2, but it's taking a lot of damage. Got a damaged engine. In the west here, we got Rakeno holding up there. T-34 taking a nasty hit. Showing the Command Panther here. We're seeing an attempted Stomach rocket run baited up here for it, maybe? Nah, guess not. Machine gun rider here in the center. Graham Neeson pump with the full Scanadira. Again, being caught about spotted with engineers. Fun fact, like Kedna was actually basically when the Germans started developing the Panzerschreck. They weren't entirely sure it was like, you know, supposed to be a handheld weapon or like, you know, something like the Kedna. So they basically developed both. And of course, they were quick to come to the conclusion that the Panzerschreck was actually better, but they still had a bunch of Kedna, so they'd be used with mountain infantry and Fallschirmjägers. But it was never a mass-produced weapon because, again, turns out the Panzerschreck is just, you know, a lot better. Even if the Kednerfer had better range and accuracy because it was better stabilized. And in fact, Panzerschrecks would go on to effectively steadily replace anti-tank guns in most divisions. Fun fact. Panther rushing forwards here, straight to the 2 field guns. Great hits there. Triple field is in fact pretty bad news for the Panther, which is in fact down to less than half health with just 1 volley. Ground loss on point with the engineers, keeping up pressure on Iroha. We got 50 versus 290 feet. T-56 with 5 kills. Command Panther moving in there, very close to 2 then getting the Schutzen. Still need more for the field guns. Or sudden rocket straight from an angle he's not prepared for. Sorry about that. A few hiccups. Constantly flying away there. Ace level, 12 kills. Dishka being hammered here by the MD-34. Not enough venture for the incendiary piercing rounds. Field gun those bombarding. Could of course also have the most John in. He got 15 kills, but he's I think afford to move that up closer. Panther flying away there. Very close to Vetchny 2. Very close to Pioneer charging forwards. 17 kills, 18 kills. Rapidly moving towards Vetchny 5. There you go. Concussive grenade off there. Another series of volley hits on the Panther. Charging forwards again for the T-34 from 6. Great hit there. Vetchny 2 gained. Schutzen added. Machine gun pinned down to the ground. The crew frantically screaming for orders to retreat. But they're never coming. Something like the Command Panther almost got it there. Just another devastating volley, really just highlighting how powerful this is. And again, why they can't need to nerf them, but the problem is, again, like they probably didn't nerf the field guns quite enough because they're still 6 men, so compared to the other tank guns, they're still tougher to clear out. Command Panther being pursued by the T-34 from 6, could possibly take it out if he wanted to. I mean, he probably could if he wanted, like charging, maybe take it out with a ramming speed or whatever, but oh well. The West T-34 willing to deal with the troops, also about to get wiped out. Another painful blow to Iroha. There we go, kaput. Also getting hammered with the field gun. Situation's definitely looking pretty ragged for Iroha at the moment. He's down at 28 points. There's the 29 fleet of JDS. His men are dying in droves. And you can't replace them fast enough. There you go. Something met by the T-3476. Got 10 kills on it. Forces of the Kedman arriving there. Got a decent victory point. We got 25. Versus 290 feet. 24. Models of off here. Triple field guns ready to give that command panther an absolute nightmare. You can see the Iroha's always trying to hold it away there. The Kedman routed. Close but now the Kedman killed. Situation definitely starting to become unsustainable for Iroha to an extreme degree. 13 versus 290 fleet got the Western victory point, which buys him some time, but I don't think it's going to buy him enough to like turn this around. Not with this current force composition. And there you go. Game over. Iroha realized the match is lost and retreat. So there you go. GG, game over. Brutal fight here. Iroha again maintained momentum once they started taking losses and some other issues. He just became too defensive, too passive, and stopped like applying great pressure to JDS. JDS just slowly turned the game around. He just crashed him. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links in cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.